This video celebrates the life and legacy of the late Timothy J. Mckay, who passed away in Memphis Thursday, September 9th, 2021. We're celebrating the life of Timothy Mckay. If you expect a sad funeral and a church with a body in a casket, this is not that type of celebration. This video cannot tell everything about Timothy Mckay. However, it does tell of the essentials of Timothy John Mckay. There's a joke we tell about Tim Mckay. Tim was a hippie who went to Woodstock in 1969, and he never left Woodstock. If you want to know who Tim Mckay was, you must understand Woodstock.
This is the largest group of people ever assembled in one place.
Woodstock, a three-day concert full of peace and music, took place on August 15th through the 18th in 1969. The concert came about from the later coined hippie movement, which aroused from the young people who opposed the Vietnam War, rejected traditional values, wore bright colors, engaged in the use of illegal drugs, and loved rock and roll. Most of the people arriving at Woodstock were young adults, which became the main force of Woodstock. The post-World War II baby boomer generation had created 70 million teenagers growing up in the 60s. The crowd, later considered hippies, all worked together to enjoy 3 peaceful days. They seemed to be sharing everything, and a feeling of peace was between them. They created different tents for different things, including a food tent, a drink tent, a hospital tent, and a tripping tent. Jimi Hendrix played his own version of the Star-Spangled Banner, and his performance was said to be legendary. But most of the youth of the time saw it as a counterculture and could not be more satisfied with the results. The concert gave them hope that as young teenagers it was possible for them to get their message across and achieve the goals they wanted to see for their country. Woodstock Music Festival relates to the core themes of change and innovation, for it was a time when the decade as well as the mood of the country was changing. No one had ever seen a concert so large, and no one ever imagined it could happen. The concert also relates to rebel in society. Everything about the concert was rebellious. The location, the music, the concertgoers, and especially the drugs.
Well, it started 25 years ago when I was working with Juma, who was with the Jimi Hendrix Experience. And Jimi Hendrix had just played at Woodstock. And Juma's African music came through me and has been with me ever since. I play many instruments. These are the 3 congas that I play. And then all around the room are instruments which have been coming from different parts of Africa, some from Cote d'Ivoire, some from Ghana, some from Cameroon, and they collect so that all of the music becomes a part of the whole experience of African music. And so that American jazz blends with the African music, and together we have a new form of music. And I call this music Fourth World Musique. In this case, Fourth World Musique meets Cote d'Ivoire. I have many, many instruments here, but I'd like to share one instrument since it's a good question that you asked. And this instrument is over here, and it is called in America the kalimba. And I'm going to tell a story with the kalimba, and it is called the African and American story. Here we go. Africa, America, America. revolution, then in revolution, African American justice. I need a lot of money now, madam, on the head and over there, money they got to put in the rubber, we got more than that neighborhood. African and American, we are traveling together in justice and freedom. Yalla move it in Banje. And the day is coming when we will travel the path together, and we will share our common feelings.
I learned that the freer I practiced my faith of Buddhism, the more growth potential that I have as a musician, as a friend, as a father, as a husband, and so on, although I am not married. The roots started in New York City, where a semblance of Buddhism was practiced by even the young in Harlem. And what they found in Harlem concerning the story of what Buddhism is about was free choice, just choice, and equality. These were known factors in the culture of African American Renaissance history in Harlem. However, where I became energized and really did not know at the time that I was practicing a form of Buddhism when I went to Woodstock to live right after the festival. And things started coming together, and musicians started to appear like Juma from the Jimi Hendrix experience. He was the African drummer for Jimi Hendrix, and he lived in Woodstock, and we joined in learning how to merge the Eastern philosophy with the Western philosophy, and came out with a whole new sound on the drum, and into the embracing the culture that I have fallen in love with for so many years and decades, because without Africa, America would have no beat. Now let me explain that. In Buddhism and in Buddhist thought, it's an everlasting journey into the unknown, so that we begin to understand not only the Buddhist way, but our own lives reflect back to us who we are. And this is the way that Buddhism communicates among those who join forces and those who come in to generate young life into the Buddhist way. And this just comes to me naturally. And it goes like this. It's called Spirit Speak. Bamari bedamano bedamano bedamari bedamano bedo na no na ye de o la de la la na na yandi la de la na no na mon don the way nam mi Renge Kyo, Renge Kyo. Kamono, Kamono, Renge Kyo, it's in Renge Kyo. It's the way Renge Kyo. Renge Kyo, it's the way Renge Kyo. That's the way to make a comma go. Nam-myo renge kyo. That's the way to make a comma go. Nam-myo renge kyo. That's the way to make a comma go. Nam-myo renge kyo. That's the way to make a comma go. Nam-myo renge kyo. That's the way to make a comma go. Nam-myo renge kyo. That's the way to make a comma go. Nam-myo renge kyo. That's the way to make a comma go.
Where did you come and go?